Hello everyone and welcome to some MiSTer FPGA news. This week we will be talking about some new accessories by MiSTer Addons, NeoGeo Pocket core progress, the release of the Taito System SJ core, and more. So let's get to it. MiSTer Addons has spent a lot of effort in analyzing input latency for multiple controllers and providing the results for us to make an informed decision on which controllers to buy. You should really check out the database. It's a very valuable resource. Now, MiSTer Addons is launching a new line of products that ensures the low latency we retro gamers demand. The product line will focus on both modern and retro entries. The modern products will work on the MiSTer FPGA and PC and some modernish consoles. The retro line will include things like controller adapters, AV solutions, and power accessories. Regarding controllers, these are the products announced. The Reflex encode fighting board will help you build your own arcade stick with one of the fastest encoders, 0.84 milliseconds to be exact. It is powered by the GP2040-CE firmware and is fully open source. Reflex Adapt is a multi-console controller adapter. The firmware was created by Sonic BR. It supports many classic controllers, multi-tap, and more. Latency ranges from 0.8 to 3 milliseconds, depending on the number of players and modes. In addition to the popular controller support like Super NES, NES, Genesis, Saturn, etc., it features special modes for the PlayStation Joy-Con. Modes like spinner, fake spinner, wheel, and paddle. It also features PlayStation Gun-Con support, NeoGeo, and support for more obscure consoles like the Jaguar and Virtual Boy. Those adapters are pending. The OLED screen shows real-time button inputs so the device can be used to test controllers as well. Best of all, the same adapters used for MiSTer Snack and Snacks are also used with the Adapt. Stick and Spin is MiSTer Addons' vision of a modern stick combined with an arcade-style spinner. Sonic BR is also the firmware developer. There's special firmware and an OLED to help the user set auto-fire rate, enable auto-fire per button, and more. The spinner can be used as a spinner or mouse and can emulate the X-axis or Y-axis. This controller is still in the prototype phase. Control is the name of a series of drop-in PCB replacements for original console controllers. It is also powered by the GP2040-CE and would be fully open source hardware. A short USB-C female cable will stick out of the controller shell, allowing users to provide their favorite USB-C to USB-A cable. The Super NES model is done and in production, and other consoles will follow. If there's enough interest, MiSTer Addons may transform this into a proper series of dedicated controllers. MiSTer Addons is also providing a series of audio and video accessories in the Reflex line. There's an automatic video switcher that uses the mini DIN 10 that's also on the Saturn AV port. It's for inputs and outputs, which results in very tiny footprint without any compromises. It generates component NS video from RGB while passing composite video to the output. And in order for the video switcher to work, MiSTer Addons is making custom video cables for multiple consoles. The cables feature double shielding on all audio and video conductors while boasting minimal cable diameter. Finally, to minimize cable bulk, MiSTer Addons is developing USB power delivery cables for original consoles. USB power delivery supports 5 volts, 9 volts, 12, 15, and 20 volts, which is useful for powering most classic consoles without relying on bulky power supplies. The cables will have color-coded labels and stickers to help match cables with consoles. This looks to be a great line of products to complement your MiSTer FPGA, PC, or original consoles. You can discuss these products on MiSTer Addons Discord. Core developer Pierco finished coding the initialization with the KiKi KaiKai MCU ROM. Now the title screen starts showing itself. It's glitchy, but that's still great progress. If you are not familiar with KiKi KaiKai, it's a multi-directional run-and-gun shooter set in a fantasy world. Taito fixed several bugs on the work-in-progress NeoGeo Pocket core. Now it can fully go through the opening settings in the core. A later post in the week told us that the firmware finally boots up correctly with a video showing the entire boot process. Let's hope this means the CPU issues are resolved and a core release is soon. The Juno first core is nearing feature completion. Jimmy Stones is now working on the pause, high score save, analog video flip, and other niceties. Jimmy Stones also remembered that he can try out another game that runs on similar hardware to Juno first. That game is Tutankham, and it uses the same frame buffer display as Juno first, but has the dual AY sound setup from Time Pilot. Script developer Wizzo has updated his MiSTer remote script. This latest update is mostly bug fixes and smaller requests. This is a really awesome script because it gives you the ability to control your MiSTer directly from your phone or a desktop computer. The next game for the MiSTer FPGA Discord Game Challenge is New Adventure Island for the TurboGrafx-16/PC engine. It's a single credit score challenge that runs until June 30th. Post all your scores on the Game Challenge channel in the MiSTer FPGA Discord. The Nintendo 64 core has had some updates that improves the performance of the NICC demo that was shown last week. Work on the CPU is ongoing, and Robert just started working on the FPU portion. If you subscribe to Robert's Patreon, you can see a very detailed post on what's going on with the FPU, and also download the latest build of the core to test out the demo. The Taito System SJ core has been officially released and supports multiple arcade games. Current games supported are Elevator Action, Jungle King, Alpine Ski, Bio Attack, Highway Race, Pirate Pete, Space Cruiser, Space Seeker, Time Tunnel, Water Ski, and Wild Western. Update your MiSTer now to obtain the core. So that's it for this episode. I provided links to all my sources in the description. Make sure you also check out retrorgb.com to see my MiSTer news videos in blog form and to get more retro related content. And if possible, support them on Patreon too. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and its bell icon so you can get notified of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.